Shelter number 2786. There's a few ways that you can start to develop a deeper awareness and a presence on the field. I think the first thing that's helpful is you got to start to, like, you can almost start to develop a compass, right? Because, right, what's at the bare minimum, you want to prevent goals from being scored on your own goal, and you want to score goals on the other team's goal. And if you're playing on the midfield, right? If you're playing on the midfield, you have the ability to connect passes with your team, right? You ever watch old videos of Pirlo? He didn't spend that much time running, but his ability to distribute the ball in the midfield, right? Ball comes from the left, then you swing it to the right. Ball comes from the right, you swing it to the left. Just bouncing passes within your other midfielders to create space. Because if my back is to the opponent's goal and someone is in front of me, and they see the field this way and I see the field that way, right? So the camera's view is someone on my team's view. Together we have a complete view of the field, right? Does that make sense? If I can see all from there and they see all from me from there, if I get a pass, if a pass is coming in towards me and I give you a one-touch pass, so now I give you a little bit of surplus of time since I've got the ball off of my feet. So now I give you almost a plus 1 second. So I give you a touch set. Instead of me taking 2 touches, I give you a touch because I took so few that if I give you 2 touches, then maybe you can put this ball somewhere where then me and your teammate can kind of shift over to create more options. So if I'm you and the camera's the teammate, right? And there's someone in between us, just by taking a step a little to the right or a little to the left gives you the opportunity to connect with them. So you could be, so if there's a defender in between us, this is not a good, right? You have not created an option for them. But by taking a step like this here, right? So just by shifting a little bit here, you create an opportunity. So I think the game actually in the midfield, right? So the question is, how do I develop presence? I think if you want to have the appearance, right? It's like, okay, so I think the real question is not how I develop presence, but I think the question is, can I keep the ball with my teammates and move into spaces to become great options, right? Because if your first touch is money, right? If the ball comes to you, if you can receive the ball out of the air, if you can, a lot of players look great when the ball's played right to their feet, but a lot of midfielders, when the ball's coming at their shins, when the ball's coming in their hip area, if the ball's coming at their chest, if the ball is somewhere where it's difficult for you to kind of get up and take it down out of the air, but you could do that in a very swift way, get the ball on the pitch and start connecting with your teammates, then you're always gonna be dangerous, right? Because it's like pop, 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 boom, right? Like get it from the left, swing it to the right, whip up the line, cross in, finish on goal, right? You gotta make it hard you have to make it hard for the other team to defend you, and just being able to get into positions where you're getting the ball off your feet quickly and exploiting the space, right? So half of it is in the midfield, just playing simple, right? You got too many players who try to be an all-star, or they're trying to be I'm sure you've seen it. Someone tries to take three people on, and maybe it works a couple of times, but no one's faster than the ball, right? So just by playing simple with your teammates, you can start to develop that presence, right? Just connect passes and keep the ball. I mean, you can elevate your it's like some of the hardest things to do is just play simple. It's so tempting to, especially if you're a strong and quick and you like being creative. It's easy to try and do too much. But if you got to last 90 minutes, right, you got to make a habit of kind of just almost just playing super smooth, super simple, and letting the ball do the work. Especially if you're in the midfield, then you can let, wingers love to run, forwards usually love to run. You got to feed them the ball and you got to combine with your defenders and your other midfielders to create, you got to start to put the ball into areas where you're feeding your hungry forwards. You're connecting with the forwards, you're connecting with the midfielders, and you're just giving them balls that make it very difficult for the other team, right? So can I combine with my midfielders and my whole team to create more options for my teammates, right? So and another thing is, what's going to happen over time is you're going to start to recognize tempos, right? So if the other team's trying to play fast, you could slow it down. If you guys have the upper hand and you have maybe a higher level of fitness and or speed of play, and the other team can't handle your speed of play, then maybe you get the ball moving a little faster. So being able to, and that'll develop over time, right? So I think the one thing, not the one thing. So the three things that I ask almost every single question after I make videos, right? So the questions I ask are: 1, have you been taught how to breathe formally? If you haven't, that's okay, because most people haven't. Take a deep breath. After you took that deep breath, if your shoulders went up in the air like this, or if you went, then you want to search How to Breathe by Dr. Vranich. Vranich. This is going to lay down a breathing foundation. In 2 seconds, she's going to teach you how to breathe more effectively, which is going to improve your stamina, endurance, and calmness, especially in the midfield under high pressure. So that's step 1. Step 2 is effortless movement, right? If you're pain-free, if you're moving, if you've got an injury or you're uncoordinated or unbalanced, then it's going to be, you are not going to reach your full potential as a soccer player. And this thing I've been, screaming from the mountaintop because no one's talking about it and no one's doing it, is using an RMT rope for at least a minute a day. And the reason why you want to use one is because it's effortless strength through motion. It's like moving meditation for soccer players, right? Because it unlocks your ability to just move freely and express yourself in different directions on the field, right? It's multi-directional locomotion. It helps to improve your running technique. It'll make you more explosive, improves your balance. I mean, everything starts to get better when you start to swing an RMT rope in circles. And it's cheap, right? Lightweight, portable, cheap. It's like having a soccer gym at your fingertips for the rest of your life for $10. You can tie 2 shoelaces together, or you just go to your local hardware store, invest $10 on some soft rope, duct tape the ends, and boom, that's it. Or if you're lazy, just order one online. So that will be step 2 for me. And then step 3 is, can I bring a ball with me everywhere I go? I call this a soccer vacation, because then you could have more fun juggling and dribbling. More touches leads to more learning, right? More touches leads to more mistakes. More mistakes leads to more learning. So it's like, ask yourself, can I spend 1 minute today juggling and dribbling? Once you build that habit, then you can increase your volume and intensity, right? So the Tom Turnbull dribbling sequence: outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, 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 right into juggling. You can do this. You can do that dribbling sequence. You can juggle for 1 minute a day, right? Bounce, kick, catch. Bounce, kick, bounce, kick, catch. Bounce, kick, catch. Thigh catch, head catch, thigh catch, bounce, catch, right? So it's like the little things add up. So give some of those things a try. Reach out with any questions. All right, thanks. And last but not least, I just forgot about this, a kick trainer. A kick trainer. This is an SKLZ solo kick trainer. Clubs like AC Milan, Ajax, Sevilla, all encourage their players to use kick trainers. Wesley Sneijder talks about using kick trainers growing up, and why it's so powerful is because you could cram months of training into days or weeks. In 60 seconds, you could get 60 touches, which means in 10 to 15 minutes of watching football, soccer on TV, or walking your dog around the block, you can get close to 1,000 touches effortlessly. Or just make this at home. You could size one ball, a length of rope, and some duct tape, or length of rope as long as you're maybe a little shorter than your hip bone to your ankle. Or I've heard a player say that they duct taped a tennis ball to a jump rope. Right, so using a kick trainer is just another way that you can improve your striking technique, your balance, your timing, and your rhythm. So hopefully this helps. All right.